Welcome back to All Folks Racing PlayStation. Welcome back to the summer season that has just started, and what a better place to start it than with the Formula Renault 3.5, a powerful open-wheeler around the roads of Bannochbrae in Scotland. And we already had race 1 won by Simon Allen in style. This is race 2, so we do expect good racing and the occasional carnage that characterizes All Folks Racing PlayStation, with powerful combos in narrow street circuits. Let's look at the starting grid for this race. I do apologize for some lack of preparation. That was just fixed right now. I do appreciate your patience. And let's go with the chase camera. And we have, I do apologize, we're having all sorts of error messages. I do hope that now we have sorted everything. Starting grid for this race 2. It is Simon Allen, the winner of race 1 on pole position, followed by Diogo Silva. Second row, it is Kev Allen and Jorge Jesus. Third row, Dan Head and Dale Taylor. Fourth row, Rob Oldham and Jambo. Fifth row, John Scott and Todd D'Antonio. And we are actually going to follow the start with Todd D'Antonio, because we will see pretty much all the action ahead of him. And away they go, and it's a good start by Simon Allen. Simon Allen takes the lead of this race. Everything looks normal so far, but we haven't had any turns. Todd D'Antonio on the outside there of John Scott. That was a good move. And, well, everyone behaving very nicely, but this is the trouble area. And, whoa, look at that, Todd almost losing it, but everyone incredibly maintains their speed. Darren Head is up to fourth. And that was a good start, so we are going to have a replay here. He was, well, that was a super start by Darren, as he, look at that, he is behind George Jesus and Kev Allen. The top two maintain their positions. Here's on the inside there, nicely done. George Jesus drops to fifth. Darren heading to fourth. Look at this, Diogo Silva was trying to attack Simon Allen whilst defending from, oh, look at that, Darren into the wall, fortune no, oh, into the wall again, and here comes Rob Oldham. And let's go back to the race lead, and let's look at the trackside cameras as we will try to capture some more action. Simon Allen is the leader, followed by Diogo Silva. Third is Kev Allen. Fourth is Darren Head. Fifth is Jorge Jesus. And George is under pressure from Jumbo. Look at that, Jumbo. Oh, colliding there. George makes a mistake. George is in the wall. And here comes Jumbo. And yes, he is up into fifth place. Look at this, Todd Antonio also fighting with George Jesus whilst defending there. Oh, gets a tap from John Scott. And something happened to Rob Oldham. And oh, and there was a collision here that we missed, and two cars involved in it. That's Dale Taylor. Let's look at the replay. Oh, that was George Jesus. Oh no, it was not George Jesus. Oh, it was, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It was Dale Taylor gets into the back of let's look at the onboard camera by Dale, and I don't think it was anyone's fault. I think Rob Oldham in fifth place just loses it, and then Dale Taylor cannot avoid him. Look at that, that was, oh, and George Jesus almost got into the middle of it as well, but fortunately managed to, oh! And these two have been delayed somewhat by this incident, and look at that now. Finally presses the reset button. Rob Oldham still struggling to restart that car, and Dale I think is letting him through, but they're losing an enormous amount of time. Finally, oh, Dale is, and finally Dale just takes the position, And we are back into with the race leader Simon Allen. Let's look through the village. They go for the first time. 10 laps, of course, in this race. It is a long race. Simon Allen, Diogo Silva third is Kev Allen, followed by Darren Head and Jumbo now up into fifth, as we saw. Jorge Jesus was almost catching that accident, but not quite. He's in sixth place. Seventh, Todd Antonio. Eighth is John Scott, and the two drivers that have been delayed are Dale Teller and Rob Oldham. The 10 drivers that started have maintained at least their presence in the race, but not their positions, and Simon Allen is going to lead the opening lap of this race. Simon Allen is leading again. He won race one and he is in the lead, is ready to win again in Bannochbrae, but he has to contend with Diogo Silva, and into turn one he goes. Oh, dear, Simon Allen spins, hits the wall, loses quite a lot of positions. I wonder if he may have forgotten his DRS. Look at this, Darren Head is also up into second. Nicely done by Darren. And I wonder how that happened, because we didn't see, well, it had happened already. Oh, and this is how it happened. It was a good move there. Better exit out of the last corner, and Darren Head already on lap one. Yes, he was ahead. And he was already in third place, and this is quickly going to become second, as there is Simon Allen slowing down. Kev Allen is not done with it. We'll keep an eye on other battles through the field to see if there is any change of position, but this battle right now seems to be the most interesting one. Diogo Silva, with all of this, is 3.3 seconds ahead of this trio of drivers. Look at that, Darren Head really having to defend from Kev Allen. Kev is of course conscious that Simon Allen is recovering time, and possible to open DRS in a few of these straights, but you do have to keep an eye because the car needs to be straight. Look at this there. Oh, and look at this, Kev Allen has hit the wall as well, and all sorts of debris falling from the Renaults. Fortunately, no aero damage in the Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Oh, Darren Head loses it. Loses it, but fortunately the walls of this track keep him in the road. But Kev Allen is coming. Look at that, we've got a good battle there between Todd Antonio and John Scott. Through the village they go. And under a second also here. There is an emerging battle between Jumbo and Jorge Jesus. Look at this, Jorge is coming. Jorge is side by side. No, thinks better out of it. Oh, this is a tricky place to overtake. And they both go through and survive to fight another day. And they're in 5th and 6th. Simon Allen is the driver ahead of them, as completion of lap 2 is done for the leader, done for second place man Darren Head, then Kev Allen, Simon Allen, and here come these two now, the closest battle on the track. It's Jumbo defending from, oh, and George loses it. Does not spin, but Jumbo keeps now 5th place, and again, might be DRS related things, people trying to go through turn 1 with their DRS open. Not the best of ideas. Let's go back to battles, and actually Todd Antonio has lost the position to John Scott, and we are going to try to find out how on earth that happened. And it happened a while ago, but we will have to track any change of position. That's the policy of this commentary. And well, it also, oh, what on earth happened there with Todd Antonio? This was certainly worth. Oh, look at that. Oh dear, oh my, that's, I had never seen a Formula Renault do that, and we do have to take an onboard of this, because it was absolutely, this is, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Todd Antonio Airways. Your flight to Scotland is about to take off now. Look at that, absolutely brilliant, and he does incredibly avoid spinning, but loses a position to John Scott, so he's down in 8th place. He still is 15 seconds ahead of the drivers that lost time in lap 1, because they've been sort of entertained with one another. They were 21 seconds off the leader when the incident ended, and now they are 32 seconds. So let's go back to battles for second place. Let's have a look at how this one is going. Darren Head continues to be in second place, but Kev Allen has not given up on getting that second place. Simon Allen is a very close spectator to all of these. Diogo Silva 4.4 seconds ahead of Darren Head, and I have a suspicion that this battle is not over by any means, because Kev does seem to have better pace right now. Lap 3 out of 10. We'll keep an eye on the gaps between other drivers. Simon Allen very quick in race 1, very quick in qualifying for race 2, very quick on the opening lap of race 2, but now seems to have lost a little bit of pace there. Certainly he had better pace than Darren and Kev in race 1. He's recovering very slowly. He's 8 seconds, well, he's 2 seconds off Kev, and here he comes. He's already visible, that white car. We'll keep an eye on other battles. It seems to me that Jorge Jesus is having a go at Jumbo again. And Rob Oldham has also gone ahead of Dale Taylor. Battle for 9th place. Dale was ahead after the incident, but now Rob is up into 9th, and they are now 10 seconds behind Todd D'Antonio. Oh, and Jorge Jesus again. A mistake. Let's have a quick look. This was in the last corner, and George just loses it. Yeah, hits the barrier, and now he does lose a lot of time. Look at this. John Scott is doing a great job after that overtake. After overtaking Todd D'Antonio, he's actually getting closer to this battle. Let's go back to not the race leader, because he is 5.3 seconds ahead of everyone. Diogo Silva, but oh, look at this. Simon Allen there, very close to disaster. There at the back we saw a little cloud of dust indicating that he has gone off-road, and these drivers are braking very late in this corner, trying to maximize the entry speed rather than the exit speed. But well, this is still a battle that is going to... Oh, look at that. Kev Allen, nicely done there. Carried a lot of speed through that corner. Now he's probably with this DRS fully open. Now needs to be closed. And Darren Head... Oh, look at this. The Allens are very quick with this combo, and Kev Allen certainly seems to now be looking for a way to overtake Darren. Let's go on the lookout for battles, and it seems to me that Rob Oldham is getting closer to Todd D'Antonio, and oh, look at that, there is a battle, mighty battle there for 9th spot, and it seems to me that there was perhaps an attempt by... No, there was no attempt, but they are running very close indeed. Oh, it was just Dale Taylor brushing the wall there, but we do seem to have a battle for 9th, potentially later on in this race a battle for 8th, because Rob Oldham was 5 seconds faster than Todd D'Antonio on the last lap. Let's go back to the battle for 2nd place, and look at this. Darren has hit something. Yes, he has hit something, and now now it's Kev. Kev has hit something, definitely. Let's look at this from Kev's perspective. No, Simon Allen is up to 3rd. Simon Allen is up to 3rd because Kev Allen has... What on earth happened with Kev Allen? We are going to follow the onboard, and it seems to me that Darren also has hit something solid. There, this is the Flugplatz of Bannochbrae, where the cars fly. Darren does hit the wall there, and I think he's going to hit it again, and his front wing is off. And Kev now is trying to get closer, and ends up losing a lot of time, and he's going to see Simon Allen. Yes, there you go, zooming through there and up into third spot. With this, Darren Head has opened a little bit of a gap there. Let's go and check through the field. Diogo Silva has led this race from the beginning, 6 seconds. Now is the gap at the front. Of course, Diogo has disconnected from race 1 when he was running in second place. So he definitely wants to have a good result in race 2. Second place man is Darren Head, now without a front wing. But that's going to be magically solved during this lap. Third is Simon Allen, recovering from that spin in lap 2. Fourth is Kev Allen, and Kev is recovering from that off-road excursion in the last corner of the previous lap. We are not yet at the midpoint of this race. Fifth is Jumbo, 14 seconds from the leader, but holding on to fifth there. Sixth is Jorge Jesus. Seventh is John Scott. Eighth is also holding on, and something must have happened between... Well, I have a suspicion that something happened between Rob Oldham and Dale Taylor, and of course this coverage would not be complete without fully assessing the gravity of this situation. They've done a 2:05, which is a somewhat slow time, and I have a strong suspicion that, yes, and the suspicions are confirmed, that they had a problem, and this was, well, Rob Oldham just parking it. Oh, and Dale Taylor is making a mistake at the same time. Well, almost like in sympathy, also going off. And, well, so they have not come together. My hypothesis was incorrect. They have just, and look at this, Rob Oldham is going to lose the position. They are doing the slowest overtake that Bannochbrae has ever seen. No, actually, Rob Oldham continues to be in ninth. So they've just offered Todd Antonio a few seconds, as it were, and now they're trying to battle with one another, but not the race that they wanted, both for Rob Oldham and Dale Taylor. Here in Bannochbrae, nice shot there of the two cars flying, but we'll get a bit more coverage of these two. Actually, we are going to now move to Todd, and Todd has been gaining, of course, time, because he's done a lap that is 6 seconds faster than the drivers behind. It is slower than John Scott. John doing a good job there, 1:55. That is a very quick time indeed. He's only marginally slower than Jumbo and Jorge Jesus. He's 3 seconds behind Jorge, so he's not out of the loop for the fifth place battle, but he will have to find a bit more pace in the second half of the race. Jorge Jesus in sixth spot. He is coming after Jumbo. Maybe this is going to be third time lucky for Jorge, as Jumbo is again already starting to look in his mirrors. Let's look at the battle for second place once again, and it seems that the Allens are together. Darren Head holding on to second place, 6 seconds behind Diogo Silva. It seems to me that the Allens are actually closer to one another than they are close to Darren, so let's keep an eye on these two, because action often happens between them. And this is the midpoint of this race. At the midpoint of this race, Diogo Silva has done a 1:53.9. That is a very quick time indeed. 1:55.3 for Darren, 1:53.8 for Simon Allen. Simon is getting back. Simon Allen is back to this battle for second place, and he's actually opened a 1 second gap over Kev Allen. Look at this now. Simon is very aggressive there and we can hear the sheep in this transmission. That's absolutely brilliant. And Darren Head has messed up. Oh, Darren Head has lost it. Darren Head lost it. It's a full 360, but now he is experiencing the narrow depths of Bannochbrae circuit, and he has lost it on his own in that heavy braking point after the first bridge. Disaster for Darren Head because he's got Jumbo for company now. That means that Simon Allen is back into second place, lap 6 out of 10. Can Simon still mount a challenge to Diogo Silva? He's 8.7, 8.8 seconds behind, and he has to worry about Kev Allen as well. There are the cows. I'm amazed at this simulation actually having animal sounds in Bannochbrae. That's absolutely brilliant. Kev Allen in third place, and he has not given up the battle for second. Oh, Jumbo and Darren Head has made another mistake, probably because Jumbo has gone through. Yes, it was at the village chicane. Let's look at the reigning champion Darren Head, and he's lost it, and here comes Jumbo, and that was a good move on the outside. Almost disaster there, but both drivers behave very well indeed, and now Darren is dropping down the order. He was in second place just a while ago. Jorge Jesus running not the ideal line there through the entrance of the bridge, and that was more dramatic than it looked at first glance, because he's messed up the racing line here, and bang, and now he's lost time. And here comes Johnny Scott. John Scott is coming after him now. John Scott running at home. He was third in race 1. Now he is and Darren Head, something happened there. Darren Head, 3 mistakes in the same. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Darren Head in 5th place, and he is going to fly a little bit more than what he needs. Yes, there you go. This is very usual when you land with your wheels not straight, and John Scott almost getting into the back of Jorge Jesus, but they both gained a position. Disaster for the reigning champion. This has been a terrible lap for him. He entered the lap in 2nd place, and he's going to finish it in 7th. He's lost 5 positions in 1 lap, albeit a very long lap here at Bannochbrae. Lap 7 now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's look for battles. Let's look at the battle for 2nd place, which is not a real battle because Simon Allen is holding on very well indeed from Kev Allen. Jumbo is up into 4th, and Jumbo has been an unsung hero of this race. He has absolutely kept it in one piece with pretty good pace, 1:55.6. He is faster than most drivers, and something has happened to Todd Antonio. He has done a 2:15, and that's the same time as Darren Head has made. And Todd Antonio possibly has retired from the race. Oh dear, we are going to try to find out what happened there. He was in 8th spot. And Todd Antonio has gone to heaven. Todd Antonio has retired from this race, which is a shame because he was doing a great job there. So we've got another DNF in Bannochbrae. Let's go through the field again now to see where we are on lap 7. Diogo Silva has led not every lap of this race because he has not led the first lap, but since Simon Allen went off with a bang in turn 1, he has been leading since lap 2. Second is now Simon Allen. Good recovery for Simon. He dropped to 4th, but he overtook Kev Allen and Darren Head after he spun. Third is Kev Allen, 2 seconds, almost 3 seconds from Simon. 4th is Jumbo. 5th is now Jorge Jesus, and look at that yellow car. That's the local man, John Scott, running at home. He finished third in race 1. He's now in 6th place and he wants more. In the last 3 laps of this race, he's aiming for a top 5 at least. John Scott, with that familiar yellow livery, is in 6th place. 7th is Darren Head. 8th is now Rob Oldham. Rob has been having a somewhat troubled race. He's now 15 seconds behind Darren, so it may be the most that he can get today is an 8th place. 9th is Dale Taylor, and Dale has lost a lot of time. He was together with Rob, and now he is almost 20 seconds behind. And these are the 9 drivers who are classified. Let's look for battles. And and something has happened to Kev Allen, because that's not Simon Allen, that is Jumbo. So while we were going through the field, something dramatic has happened to Kev, and we will investigate very carefully why. And yes, that is the answer. This is a flat out corner. It is a flat out corner, but he just messed up the line by putting a wheel where he should not. Reset button is there. Now Jumbo is trying to go around him. He's got more momentum, but Kev recovers speed quite nicely there. And now Simon Allen is safer in 2nd place, and Jumbo is actually eyeing a podium, and Jumbo doing a great job keeping the car in one piece, keeping the car in the tarmac with very good consistent pace. And this is a fascinating battle. Now look at that, Kev Allen a bit out of shape there through the Flugplatz, now through the last bridge into the last corner. Another lap is complete. Now we are going lap 8. This time is Jumbo who hits the fence there. 3 laps to go, and George Jesus, and something has happened to John Scott, and oh dear, there's too much action. But when the local man makes a mistake, we do need to again carefully assess what on earth happened. And it was in the village, was it? He's just span, well, a bit of an unusual spin because it does not hit the curb. It was just early acceleration, and that car, well, spins, and Darren Head goes through. So John Scott, he's not going to lose 7th place because Rob Oldham is still a few seconds behind. But disappointment there, and look at the local crowd encouraging him after that mistake. That's very good to see. Let's go back to the race leader. He is starting lap 8 and he is destined for a win. He's 10 seconds ahead of Simon Allen, so now he can take it easy a little bit. Oh, he's not taking it easy, he is actually pressing on regardless. Diogo Silva, the leader of this race, and there are the sheep and the goats of Bannochbrae. Into the first bridge he goes now in this very quick section, which is absolutely flat out, albeit not possible to have the DRS permanently open. This is where the DRS can be open. This is not a good idea to open the DRS through here. And Diogo Silva cracks on. Lap 8, 2 to go at the end of this one. Simon Allen is been reducing the gap now. It was 10 seconds, now it's 9. Third is still Kev Allen, and let's look at an update of this battle. Is that Kev has actually checked out from Jumbo. Kev still holding a podium position, Jumbo in 4th. 5th is Jorge Jesus. 6th is now Darren Head, and Darren has been yo-yoing somewhat since that terrible lap 7, now doing a better job in lap 8. So far no mistakes. Last lap was a 1:56, so it wasn't lap 7, it was actually lap 6. The annus horribilis for Darren Head, as he lost a lot of positions. Now he can try to go after Jorge Jesus, but it's 7 seconds and his last lap was slower. He's also brushed the wall now. He's perhaps trying a little bit too hard, and he still's got John Scott. That's that yellow car over there, And then you've got Rob Oldham and Dale Taylor. Dale already a minute behind the leader, but it's a very long lap. 1:54 is the pace of the two leaders. Diogo Silva already started lap 9, and there's a sheep of Bannochbrae. And look at that, Diogo Silva, absolutely brilliant race. He's now got to close it down in the last 2 laps. Look at this absolutely magnificent view there through the lake. Let's look out for battle. There is a battle. Oh, and Jambo has had a problem. Jambo has had a big problem because he was not so far behind Kev. I wonder if it was in the flying place. Maybe not. No. Oh, it was here. And he was trying a little bit too hard. You see, he was running wide there. Now he's messed up the line and ka-choom. Oh, and a bit of an overtake there. And well, it wasn't as dramatic as we thought it would be, but the fact is that Jorge Jesus is having very good pace indeed right now. 1:55.4. Darren Head has done a 2:01 in the last lap, so that is not a very good time. But Darren still in. Oh, Darren has lost. He's lost 6th place, so something happened to Darren Head, and well, it was already in the previous lap. So unfortunately, we will not have the time to go and replay. But what a terrible race for the reigning champion. He's down in 7th again. John Scott is up into 6th, but this battle is definitely not over because that yellow car is still under pressure from Darren's Formula Renault. Now 2 laps to go, and some battles still on very much. Jambo and Jorge Jesus is another one, and Jorge Jesus has been trying to overtake Jambo basically since lap 1, and it hasn't worked out. But of course, this is now the critical phase of the race, and Jambo holding on to an excellent 4th place, but still has to drive around for 2 laps or 1.5 laps under pressure from another driver, and that's definitely not easy for these old folks. 8.7 seconds is the gap at the front. Diogo Silva already managing that gap through the village one more time, and actually Jambo is not that far behind. Well, he's not far behind at all. And I apologize for the momentary loss. I apologize for the momentary loss of sound. I was mentioning, now that we are starting the last lap, that Jambo was not that far behind Kev Allen, and that's absolutely right. The leader is on his last lap there. You see Diogo Silva already in the first bridge. He's 8.8 seconds ahead of Simon Allen, so definitely he's ready to win this race. Kev Allen is trying to defend from a combination of Jambo and Jorge Jesus. John Scott still ahead of Darren Head. Kev should hold on to 3rd. He's not under immediate pressure, but you never know at Bannochbrae. Look at this, the battle is here because Jorge Jesus is coming after Jambo. This is the last lap of the race, and oh, and Jorge makes another mistake. This is incredible. Every time that it looks like Jambo is throwing some banana skins on the track every time that Jorge Jesus is behind him, because as soon as Jorge gets into 1 second, it's not a DRS zone, it's the sliding off the road zone for Jorge Jesus. He's well, 2 seconds now between these two drivers with just half a lap to go. And here is the leader of this race coming through the last section, the Flugplatz. Absolutely brilliant performance by Diogo Silva. He disconnected from race 1 but he is going to win race 2 because there's only one more corner to go, and the sheep are already applauding. Diogo Silva is going to win his first win of the season in round 1, and Diogo Silva wins the race, followed by Simon Allen. Simon Allen, good performance. He's going to lead the championship after winning the first race. Third is going to be Kev Allen, and fourth is going to be Jumbo. Yes, there he is, Jumbo taking it easy in the last corner. Jorge Jesus ends up fifth. Sixth is going to be John Scott. And look at this, the sheep are very excited to see John finish in 6th place, followed by Darren Head, the reigning champion. Not a fan of open wheelers, and the results have spoken for themselves. Only 7th in this second race of the opening round. 8th is going to be Rob Oldham, delayed by that first lap incident, and never got back into the pack again, but he crosses the line in 8th. And 9th and last on the road is going to be Dale Taylor. And again Dale Taylor goes off on his own. Well, he's not going to lose any positions because he's already running last, but well, he's crossing the line, and with that and look at that, Dale is really enjoying his last bit of lap here at Bannochbrae. What a race it has been, full of drama and emotion and good racing, and victory for Diogo Silva. Simon Allen again starting the summer championship on the right note, and maybe he can challenge for the championship again in the summer. His driving seems to come alive in the summer, the British summer, and Kev Allen completing the podium. But for now, it is everything from round 1 coverage by the Liberated channel, and we'll see you in round 2.